All right, welcome to this explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because, look, we are unpacking a massive, literally industry-changing shift in AI development. If you follow the AI space at all, you know things are moving at warp speed. But there's been this glaring bottleneck holding us back from building truly autonomous, useful AI systems. Today, we're going to break down exactly what that bottleneck is, and more importantly, the brilliant new standard that's finally solving it.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Have you ever actually tried to make an AI model talk to your own tools or your own data? If you're a developer, or even just someone trying to piece together a smart workflow, you've probably hit a brick wall pretty fast. You've got this incredibly smart reasoning engine, right? But the second you ask it to reach out into the real world, to check a schedule, pull a document, update a CRM, the whole shebang just grinds to a halt.
And the reality? Well, it's messy. Actually, scratch that. It's a complete nightmare. Every single API behaves differently. Every integration requires its own custom code. And every single time the underlying language model gets an update or tweaks its behavior, your carefully crafted connection breaks and you're just left picking up the pieces.
So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Why APIs fail AI. 2. The messy integration problem. 3. Introducing the Model Context Protocol. 4. How MCP actually works. And 5. The new AI standard.
Starting right off with Section 1, why traditional APIs are essentially failing AI agents due to a fundamental mismatch. The core issue here is that traditional APIs were designed for humans and deterministic programs. They are incredibly precise and efficient for standard software that already knows exactly what it wants, but a language model doesn't work that way. AI models are probabilistic reasoning engines. When an AI faces uncertain inputs, it often needs to ask clarifying questions, explore available data, and kind of reason through the situation before deciding on an action. Forcing an AI to use a traditional API is honestly like forcing a creative problem solver to communicate exclusively through a rigid vending machine keypad.
Moving into Section 2, the messy integration problem, and what happens when we force those two worlds together.
Developers are basically suffering through three massive headaches right now. First, the glue code problem. Because every API is different, you have to write custom code for every single service. Second, fragility. These connections are hard-coded, meaning any update can completely shatter your workflow. And third, prompt bloat. To get a model to use a traditional API, you end up writing incredibly long, fragile system prompts just to teach the AI how a specific endpoint works. You're wasting time and computing power forcing the model to deal with implementation details it shouldn't even have to worry about.
Let's put this into perspective with a practical example of building a personal assistant agent in this old world. Say you want an agent that checks your calendar, pulls meeting notes, and drafts follow-up emails. Well, step 1 is writing custom code for the Google Calendar API. Step 2, you're wrestling with Notion's rate limits and authentication. Step 3, you're writing those massive, fragile prompts for the Gmail API. It is exhausting, repetitive, manual labor just to get systems to say hello to each other.
Which brings us to Section 3, introducing the Model Context Protocol, the elegant solution to all this friction.
So what exactly is it? Well, the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, is an open standard introduced by Anthropic, and it is rapidly being adopted across the AI industry. It's not replacing APIs. Instead, it is a standardized abstraction layer. It acts as a shared language between models and external systems, giving AI a safe, reliable way to connect to tools, data, and context consistently.
Let's look at the pros and cons of both approaches. For traditional APIs, the major pro is that they're highly precise for standard software. But the con for AI? They're incredibly messy, inconsistent, and require custom code for every tool. Now look at MCP. The pros are huge. You get dynamic discovery instead of hard-coded integration. You get absolute consistency with a single JSON schema instead of unique endpoints. This drastically reduces development time because developers stop writing glue code. Now, there is one con to MCP. As an emerging standard, it requires your systems to be MCP aware. Developers have to actively adopt it and install MCP servers to sit between their data and the AI on top of their existing REST or GraphQL setup.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. APIs provide the pipes, but MCP provides the translator. Your existing APIs are still doing the heavy lifting, pumping data around your organization. But MCP allows the AI to actually understand how to use those pipes intelligently without you holding its hand every single time.
All right, Section 4. Let's look at how MCP actually works under the hood.
This protocol creates a completely new, incredibly smart dynamic. You have clients and servers. The client is your language model, and the server is your environment. Step 1, the client connects to the server. But here's the absolute magic in Step 2. The server dynamically advertises its capabilities. It basically says, hey, here's exactly what I can do. Step 3, the client discovers these and just uses them. The model doesn't need to be pre-programmed with all these complex endpoints anymore.
Technically speaking, the server advertises its capabilities using just 4 core resource types. First are tools, which are actionable things like sending an email. Second, resources, which is your data, like a database row or a document. Third are prompts, which are reusable behavior templates. And fourth is context, which pulls in external info like recent chat history. These 4 types cover pretty much everything a model needs to interact with the world.
And the best part? All of this communication happens through one wonderfully simple JSON schema. This level of consistency is an absolute game changer. Whether your AI is talking to a GitHub server, a CRM, or a calendar, it speaks the exact same language across the board.
Let's revisit our personal assistance example, but in this brand new MCP world. Step 1, instead of writing custom code, you just install MCP servers for your calendar, Notion, and email. That's it. Step 2, those servers automatically advertise tools to the AI, like list events. Step 3, the language model natively understands this, reasons through it, and chains the tools together. You, the developer, write absolutely zero glue code. That's the power of MCP.
Finally, Section 5, the new AI standard, and why this is such a fundamental shift for all of us.
Think about it like this. Decades ago, HTTP created a unified standard that allowed web browsers to talk to web servers seamlessly, which literally gave us the modern internet. MCRP is doing the exact same thing today for AI. It's providing the standardized framework that lets any compliant models seamlessly interact with any external system, without needing a custom hard-coded integration every single time.
Which brings us to the big question. HTTP unified the web and changed the world forever. MCP is beginning to unify how AI models talk to our tools. Pretty soon, every serious system is going to need to be MCP aware. So, will your AI systems be ready when MCP completely unifies the world of models? It might just be time to throw away that messy glue code and embrace the future. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.